Deadly assassins. The Naga ply their trade in service to Gaia. They faked their death thousands of years ago, and now they sit in judgment of human and changing breed alike. And we're going to talk about it. Hello everyone, welcome to the Maple Table. My name's Nathaniel. This is a channel where we discuss role-playing games, so if that's something you're interested in, I would love to have you join me at the table. So please hit that subscribe button with that bell notification so you can know when my videos are coming out. The Naga are were-snakes. In their history and before the Wars of Rage, the Naga were mystics. They were Gaia's mystics. During this period of time, an individual Naga may have represented themselves as a scholar, or as a sacred dancer, or a monk. The Naga held territory in what is now known as North Africa, the Middle East, and some sections in Asia. None ventured very much further than this. The were-serpents were known for their secrets. They were also known for their emotionless nature, and it made being around them very difficult for many people and many changing breeds simply because they seemed incapable of human emotion. And this worked out pretty well for the Naga as well, as they didn't want people getting too close and learning too much. The truth of the Naga is actually much more dark than what they had put on as a front. The Naga were Gaia's assassins. They were tasked with taking out Gaia's enemies, not the public ones, the ones that you don't know about. That's what the Garou did. They took out all of the well-known, loud baddies very publicly. If a Naga was doing its job, you would never know that it existed, or that the enemy that it was slaying existed either. Now when I say enemies of Gaia, that doesn't necessarily just mean shadow dancers or anybody who's trying to bring about more corruption from the worm, the weaver, whatever it is. This could apply to any of the changing breeds, or any human for that matter. Anyone who has basically fallen away from the tenets of Gaia or is trying to actively hurt or damage Gaia. While we're on the subject of the War of Rage, let's talk a little bit about how they actually started. The Naga themselves had noticed that the werewolves were getting a bit more bloodlusty. They were very aggressive and starting to attack some of the other changing breeds and start to blame them for some of their problems. What the Naga did in their attempt to curb the Garou desire to rule all of the Fera, or dominate all of the Fera in a werewolf's case, the Naga had assassinated several prominent members of the Garou nation. Now this plan backfired tremendously. This is what actually incited the War of Rage, as the Garou blamed the deaths of their members or their prominent members on the other changing breeds, when it was in fact not them. That is what sparked the War of Rage. During this time, many tribes did actually die out. The number of the were-serpents that had actually passed away from the Wars of Rage was very, very minimal. When the Naga realized their mistake, they retreated en masse into the Umbra. And basically, once they were away from all the fighting, they spread rumors of their extinction. Slowly in the future, the Naga did come out of the Umbra and they did start reintegrating back into physical society. But they did double down on their efforts to make sure their presence was never discovered. Even in the beast courts in Asia, there is only a small select group of people who know that the Naga still exist. The Naga allied themselves with the Henji-Yokai as they believed they would be powerful allies. And they also believed that the Henji-Yokai would keep their word about not spreading the existence of the Naga. And of the few that do know, they are honor-bound to not say anything. Because the Naga do tend to hide themselves and hide their true nature from everyone around them, they do tend to develop very close relationships with their kinfolk. Many of these relationships have actually turned into a form of cult, and there are many snake cults, as it were. In order to maintain the secrecy and keep up the charade of pretending to be someone that you're not, that's not something you can do by yourself. You have to have friends, you have to have allies, you have your kinfolk, and everyone keeps the secret, or upholding the secret, their highest duty. Because of this, the Naga do tend to keep very close tabs on their kinfolk. This will actually serve two purposes. One is so that a Naga, if it happens to go through its first change, doesn't happen somewhere public or somewhere that any of the other changing breeds will find out about it. Secondly, It's for the Naga to keep tabs on their kinfolk, because if someone goes around blabbing and betrays the Naga, they are going to come after them and put an end to that very quickly. In order to find more kinfolk, because there are lots of Naga around, they have gone through a very extensive process of looking at family histories, family records, family trees, and they will trace the lineage back. And if they find someone who would be considered a kinfolk who isn't already in the fold, they will try to pull them into their snake cult, as it were. There will be lucrative job offers for them. There will be money, power. All of this stuff can be offered to the kinfolk to try to bring them in. And they will suddenly make new friends in high places, who are also Naga kinfolk. If for whatever reason this kinfolk decides not to drink the Kool-Aid, they are not just immediately killed. The Naga won't do that. Their kinfolk are a valuable and precious resource to them, so they won't just go around killing them, unless the kinfolk has betrayed them. With these cults of kinfolk, some of them are straight up cults. Some of them are actually criminal organizations. And both of these cults and criminal organizations, they will work together with the Naga changing breeds in a very direct fashion that helps out the Naga. For example, let's say the Naga have just completed a job. They've killed somebody. It becomes the cult or the criminal organization, whichever's sort of working with the Naga at the time, it becomes their job to clean up the mess that was made from the Naga completing its task. Also, if anyone was to have spotted the Naga, it will become their job to clean up that loose end as well. The way I think of this, and it's probably perfect for World of Darkness, is a John Wick style cleaning service.
Good to see you, John.
Charlie.
You look good.
If you're enjoying the video today, please let me know by hitting that like button, and if you want to see more videos like this from myself, then please hit that subscribe button with that bell notification so that you know when my videos are available. And that would be every Monday and Thursday. Being a Naga means having to live with some degree of paranoia. It will permeate through your entire life. This is because as a Naga, you wouldn't want anyone to find out your secret. Outside of the Asian beast courts, the Henji-oke, so not only are the were-snakes protecting the veil, they are also protecting their secret, their existence. When a were-snake has to work with one of the senteis of a beast court, sentei is an Asian word used to describe war party. Again, this is used in the Asian beast courts. For a Naga that has to work with an outside force or an outside changing breed, they will never discuss their breed or what they're up to, what their goals are, anything. They will barely get out anything that's about their own personal lives. And if the Naga is feeling particularly chatty, which they rarely ever are, they will only ever talk about themselves. The Naga are not entirely devoid of emotion as well. They do develop their serpentine features long before their first change ever happens. Some of the features that they do start to develop, they are hyper aware of their surroundings at all times. They are extremely reserved with their emotions. Even when most people would lose their cool, a Naga never will. And they're very quick at making decisions. But they are capable of experiencing love, and they do have relationships with either regular humans or others in their kinfolk circle. And many times those relationships will foster more kinfolk, more Naga, more of the changing breed. But the spouse of a Naga will never know what they are truly up to or what they're actually doing. So that spouse better be okay with that. The were-snakes adhere to a very strict hierarchy. They take it more seriously than any of the other changing breeds. Their true leaders are the Wani. They are the dragon kings who dwell within Jiwang Qi. The Naga's relationship with the Wani is especially important for them. Because of the Naga's sacred pact and making sure that their existence remains unknown, not only did they have to sever personal and physical ties, and make everybody believe that they are dead, they also had to do that spiritually, so the Naga are not able to commune with spirits as they were before the Wars of Rage. Instead, they have to rely on others to call spirits to commune with them and learn their gifts. So the Wani are the leaders of the Naga race, and sitting beneath them, there is 9 more elders. These elders are called Sesha. The Sesha oversee the affairs of the Weresnakes and set tribe bylaws. And they of course dispense justice to anyone who has betrayed the breed. So don't do that. Beneath the Sesha, you now come to the Crowns. These are regional councils who report to the Sesha, obviously. Each crown oversees a region, and in that region there are 3 high-ranking Weresnakes who are the council leaders. Each crown will work with nests of Naga, or the kinfolk cults, to root out enemies of Gaia and coordinate with them to destroy them. And the lowest level in the hierarchy is the nest. I talked about it very briefly. A nest is a group of Naga who work together. Nests can be close friends, they can be siblings, they can be a grouping of Naga who just don't like each other, but happen to be in the same area. As I've really hammered home this point that the Naga's sacred duty is to hunt down and assassinate enemies of Gaia, this is their purpose. It is their sacred duty. It's something that the Naga call the hunt, and it is something that they take very seriously. Most nests will receive their kill orders from the local crown or the regional crown, with a very select few nests getting direct orders from the Sesha. One of the most common ways that a nest will find the enemies of the Naga, or Gaia, or the changing breeds, or whoever it is they're trying to locate, they will perform a rite called the Samskara. This is done near a river. They will then combine the information that they've learned from the Samskara with other information that their kinfolk may have, or that any of their other operations have told them as well. I did say they were quick to act, but that doesn't mean that they aren't efficient information gatherers. Once the Naga have identified their target, once the hunt begins, the Naga will start to research their target. They will follow them, they will learn what they enjoy, they will learn what their habits are, and where there's some weakness that they can exploit. And it's from there that the Naga in question will develop their kill plan. And not only their kill plan, but how they're going to do it without leaving a trace that the Naga exist. A lot of those who got into the crosshairs of the Naga had some accidents. Some very skilled Naga have been known to go after the Black Spiral Dancers themselves. This will only happen in an area where there is no Garou presence or there is no other changing breed to take care of the problem. The Naga are also known to take out other threats like mages, vampires, and anything else that's supernatural that I haven't really talked about yet. I think the Naga are such a cool race. I enjoy them as a tribe. They would be very difficult to work into a werewolf story unless you were doing something specifically with the beast courts. But again, I'm not going to tell you how to play your game. That's just how I interpret it. If I was going to run a game with a Naga, it would probably be around a party of Naga themselves. Simply because I think this would be the easiest way to actually have that kind of a story. Have you ever played a Naga character? Tell me in the comments below what that was like. What did your storyteller allow you to do? If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button and the subscribe button, as that really does help me out. Please follow me on some of my social media. I have a Twitter account, I'm most active on there. I do have a Facebook account as well. If you're looking for news or updates on the channel that I can't post in a regular video, they will be in one of those 2 places. Lastly, I do have a couple of affiliate links in the description below and other related videos, so if you see something that you're enjoying, please consider watching the video or a related video. If you're thinking about picking up some of the products that I'm talking about, feel free to check those out there as well. Up on the screen you should see a playlist of the other changing breed tribes that I have covered. YouTube will have also made a recommendation for you there as well. My name's Nathaniel, you've been watching The Maple Table. Thank you so much for your subscription. Thanks for stopping by, everyone.